Switching it up a little bit, guys, I'm gonna be sharing a project that I am bullish on. I share more of such ideas in my Discord, so join me there if you want to know what I'm looking at much earlier. Today, I am going to be looking at NeoNewYork. This project is created by the same company that created Landowner, but by a different team. It is the first New York City map-based 3D metaverse whereby you can own digital lands. But what I'm really interested in is that you can become a real estate developer whereby you can develop buildings on top of these lands and then sell the apartments, the offices, and much more in the form of new NFTs. For context, I am bullish and on the hunt for investment opportunities in the metaverse. We must acknowledge that technology has changed the way we interact and communicate. The pandemic has also exacerbated this transition. We are seeing aggressive adoption by companies, events like Burning Man, and concerts alike. Metaverses are the next iteration of digital communities, and as landowners, we certainly position ourselves well to leverage this. While we can look to current established options like Sandbox and Decentraland, these are heavy investments and can be tough to get. For example, I was looking at the Sandbox sale just a week ago. It cost approximately $4,600 for a plot, and assuming that you can afford it, you also got to be really fast and extremely lucky. The plots were reserved fully in just 1 second. That's why I'm keener in finding projects that have the potential to be the next Sandbox and be early in them. So again, if you are keen to see more of what I'm looking at, do join us in my Discord where I share more ideas on NFTs and projects. What can we do in NeoNewYork? Firstly, we need to acquire land. If you have a look at the map, it follows the map of New York exactly. It's super cool. That's why we can see those prime areas near Central Park and 5th Avenue are booked up quite fully and quickly. There is still substantial amount of land left, and the project is currently at the pre-sale phase. More on how to get in will be shared later in the video. At this point, do note, however, when you start to purchase land, you can merge plots that are next to each other within the same block, but not across streets as in the image seen here. Once you have got your land, you can then build on it. You can choose to build apartments, offices, retail shops, museums, theaters, and so on, exactly like a property developer in real life. You can earn Apple points from these assets to buy digital and physical goods in the marketplace. These digital goods can then be used to furnish your building to attract more visitors if you are service-based like a theater or a museum, or to beautify your apartments if you are building those. Eventually, you will be able to sell the building as separate properties, meaning to say, if you own a building with 100 apartments, you will be able to sell them independently, and the land will become a common property of the 100 holders. If you own museums or galleries, then you make a profit by holding events. This concept is amazing to me. Being able to get in now as property developers is super lucrative. So how do you get in? Do note, for a start, you need to reserve one plot of land first before you can gain access to additional unreserved land. You have two ways to get your first plot of reserved land. One, by owning a Landowner NFT on layer 1, which means you have to buy it from OpenSea and not IMX. At the time of this video, the floor was about 0.2 ETH. Once you acquire it, you can reserve and mint your first plot on the website. If you want more, you can then proceed to mint additional unreserved plots. Second way of doing so is by owning a Treasure Island NFT on layer 2, which you can buy from IMX. These were previously free to claim if you own a Landowner NFT on layer 2, but they now cost about 0.026 ETH on IMX. Once you acquire it, you can farm for apples in the treasure garden. Basically, you have to grow an apple tree. It takes approximately 5 days, after which you have 10,000 apples, which can be used to reserve one plot. And similarly, if you want more, then you can gain access to additional unreserved plots. I'll share a quick walkthrough on farming. It takes less than a minute daily. So firstly, once you have the NFT, you get to the website game.neonewyork.io, and once you are here, the first thing you need to do is to collect water from browsing the land. So you just click on this icon. It will bring you to this page whereby you can click on get water. So you get your 1000 liters here, and then Also make sure to get water from the free picks option. You click here and you get an additional amount. And once you are done, you just click water. You sign off the transaction and then it moves on and it waters your plant. So once that is done, you're essentially done for the day, and you just need to have your eyes on this bar here, whereby it shows you how much more water you need to reach the next growth phase. So once you have watered this for 5 days, you will see the entire growth cycle from a shoot to a full tree with apples, and that's how you kind of know that you have got your first batch of 10,000 apples. So to check that, you click on your wallet address and you go to your Apple points. The next thing for you to do is to click redeem. Once redeemed, the points will not be immediately available and will be reflected as frozen. Usually after 2 hours, it will be processed and then it will be reflected in the redeem column. Once processed, you can click on the land reservation tab, have a look on the map as to which plot you would like, then select the corresponding street and the unit number and then click reserve. Finally, you can go to the mint page, search up the plot which you have reserved, and then you can mint that plot at the pre-sale price of 0.05 Ether per plot. Do note that if you are keen on multiple plots that are next to each other within the same block, you can mint them under one transaction to save on gas. And that's it! You are now a proud landowner and a property developer. At this time, it's not clear when the pre-sale will end exactly. In a way, it's currently exclusive to early adopters. The moderators though have said that the public sale might begin in a few weeks' time, and at this point, the quickest way to access a land plot is by owning a L1 land root NFT, as there is no need for farming. Yes, if you choose to get your first plot of land by farming for apples, you may miss the pre-sale and have to get your land in the public sale if they choose to end it sooner rather than later. But I have just got confirmation from the mods that they will announce the end date for pre-sale with significant and sufficient lead time. So this option is still very much open. And regardless, apples will be useful in NeoNewYork, probably as in-game currency, so your time spent farming will not be wasted. And do remember to keep farming even after you have got your first land. This is something to note for those of you who got your first land through Layer 1 land loot NFTs. There is no option for you to farm for apples currently. That's all, folks. Do let me know in the comments below or in the Discord server if you have become or intend to be a fellow landowner in NeoNewYork. We could well be neighbors. To learn more about investment ideas like this, again, do remember to join me in my Discord server. See you on the other side.